Howdy YouTube, this is Steven, and I'm back with another photo analysis. This time I'll be analyzing the covers of Koda Kumi's single, Trust Your Love. And the first cover that I'll analyze is the Japanese cover. Alright, so for this cover, it's a beauty shot. And, you notice that, Koda Kumi has some hair in the face. She has positioned her arm in a particular way. And I think, all that is done to help add some, dynamic and some activity to the photo. As well, it can kind of be a bit also used as a bit of a distraction to take away or to, distract you from looking, well, distract you from other things. I'll just put it that way. Koda Kumi's facial expression, when you look at her facial expression, what message do you receive from it? And I think that's the issue I have with it. I'm not quite sure what message she's trying to send. The theme of the single, or at least the title of it, is Trust Your Love. So I would assume that the theme of the photo shoot would revolve around that. However, she's not really incorporating that theme into it. Nevertheless, we can still judge the photo on its merits outside of, the theme, Trust Your Love. Let's see. I like Koda Kumi's skin tone here. Her eyes, they're not quite here, not quite there. And again, I think that's probably the issue with the overall facial expression. It's not quite here, and it's not quite there. She's wearing some type of an outfit, but you can't really see it because it's a beauty shot. Let's see. Also, she has some hair in her face, or at least on one side of her face. For some reason, she's covering up her face, or one part of her face. And I wonder why she's doing that. Me personally, I don't mean to say this to offend anybody, especially the Koda Kuchers out there, but for me, I don't quite think Koda Kumi, I'll put it this way, I don't think that Koda Kumi would be, say, CoverGirl's first choice for, like, if they were looking for a new CoverGirl, I wouldn't think that, Koda Kumi would be their first choice. And what I mean by that is, I just think that, Koda Kumi's face, I say that it, I'm trying to think of the right words to say. I'll put it like this, every angle doesn't work for Koda Kumi. Some people, every angle kind of works for them. For Koda Kumi, not so much. Nevertheless, I think she's doing a respectable job here. It could be better, but then again, it could be worse. Also, jumping back to the hair for a second, her hair is styled a little, I guess it looks like her hair could be a little more fresh, it's respectable, but I guess it does look a little weird. But that may just be her natural hair, and her, the hairstylist probably didn't want to do too much to it and try to be a bit more natural and not be over the top and dye her hair blonde and put in a ton of extensions. So I'll cut Koda Kumi some slack for that. Let's see. She's giving kind of a nice pout, just to throw out something positive. I don't want to seem like I'm totally being negative. And her neck is kind of covered by the shadowing, but I can see some neck. It could be more, though. She could have positioned her neck a little better there. But overall, it's a respectable photo. You know, it's not going to probably be the photo of the year, but it's respectable. It's all right. All right, let's move on to the next photo. All right, this is the cover for the USA, the United States, the American version of this single, Trust Your Love. Okay, we got something interesting going on in this photo. Right off the bat, we notice that this is a beauty shot. However, like a large portion of Koda Kumi's face is off camera. That's a little odd. That's a little odd. And also, it's done in a way that is a little, slightly disorienting, a little, slightly. A better way for them to have done that would be if they had just went directly straight down her face and just cut off, her face vertically instead of like diagonally. But hey, I guess that's what they were going for with this photo. I like what she's wearing around her neck. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it looks interesting. Her hair, it looks nice here. They probably could have done a little bit more with it or just made it look a little better, but it's respectable. It looks all right. Also, she's giving us good lips here. She's giving us, some nice full lips there. So, kudos to Koda Kumi for that. Let's see. And she's giving us some neck here in this photo. Again, you can't see it as well because, of the shadowing. It kind of covers up the neck. But if you look closely, you can see that she's giving us good neck here. She's positioned her neck in a way that makes it look, long instead of, stunted or stubby. One thing that I noticed is her eye. I just feel like her eyes could be more expressive. She kind of looked like she's like, the living dead here. Like she's alive, but she's not living. But I don't know. I guess overall the facial expression, it could have been stronger for me. I guess she's trying to play it cool. I'm guessing they're not going to incorporate the theme Trust Your Love because I don't really see that being incorporated at all. But to be fair, the theme is probably not the easiest theme to interpret. Nevertheless, overall, this photo it's alright. It's decent. It's respectable. I think this photo may at least get your attention. But it may get your attention for the wrong reasons. Also, one thing that I need to point out is that this single right here, this particular cover, was released to the American music market. And this was Koda Kumi's first single for the American music market. So I felt like she probably should have shown her entire face so that people would know who she is. People will probably have a bit more difficulty recognizing her because they only see a portion of her face. And as well, it's particularly tough for Asian music artists, especially foreign Asian music artists, to break, to break into the United States and the American music market. So I don't think this would be the best photo in my opinion. I do agree that this photo may get some attention, but you might not be able to get a sense of who Koda Kumi is based on how she looks. You won't be able to get as strong of a sense because of that. Her face being cut off. But overall, it's an okay photo. It's all right. But for me, I'll choose the Japanese cover as the better cover. And I had a tough time choosing between both covers, because I think that they're both, they both have their strong points and their not so strong points. But for me, I think the Japanese cover does it a little better. At least you can kind of see her whole face here, even though her face is being covered partially by hair. At least it's kind of there. And at least you get more of a sense of how Koda Kumi looks. And I think that probably the photo is better because the photo has a bit more activity and dynamic in it because of the way she positioned her hand, and probably because of the way her hair is in the photo. So it's something. But to be fair, it was a tough choice, because again, both photos have their strong points and their not so strong points. But feel free to let me know what you guys think. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate, the feedback and support. It's extremely appreciated. Trust me. Hey, you may agree with me, you may not agree with me, but hey, feel free to let me know. Until the next photo analysis, adios and goodbye for now.